and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to another one of my live streams. Welcome to Sober Talk. It's so good to see y'all tonight. Imagine there'll be a few people in and out, but that's to be expected. Normal live stream, if you catch my meaning. All right. So here we are tonight, another night of sobriety, and as people begin to make their way in, talk about Project Spirit. What's going on, Gina? Good to see you. Good to see you, Gina. We got to get together sometime and get you to do a duet with some of the stuff I've been doing on TikTok. Let you get a good reaction, a good old Project Spirit. There's a video up of her on TikTok. I have to get you to check that out because I think you might. You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm still sober. I didn't lose my shit earlier. You probably would. You probably been like, dang man, how you stay sober through that nightmare. Project Spirit, you all know, is in the shop. Well, the problem is that good old Spirit. We placed the order for the first shift kit, for the linkage, so I can shift it like a normal automatic. It gets here, it's the wrong kit. I didn't realize it was the wrong kit. So we placed an order thinking it was just had missing parts. Nope, they sent me the wrong kit again. Evidently, they keep sending me one for the C4 automatic, well, the C6 automatic, not for the C4. I have a C4 automatic that's going into Spirit. So that became the new nightmare. So finally, I talked to the guy at Summit. I'm like, look, dude, we got to do something about this. And I explained to him what was going on. And he's like, all right, I got you covered. He sent me the right parts. It took me nearly an hour to get that lined out, but you know what? What's going on? Bless this crazy mess. I'm just venting my frustrations for a few moments. But yeah, the parts are coming. They should be here either tomorrow or Saturday morning. No big deal. But it was the frustration of getting to that point, that's what it took. That's what it took. So we're through it. The parts are coming. Spirit should be back before you know it. It's enough to make a man go gray. I'm telling you, I love my classic cars, but I'll be honest with you, the Ford guys got it rough. Trying to get those old parts for those old Fords, and most of them don't exist anymore. That's got to be hard. It's enough to make me want to put a Chevy engine in there, I'm telling you. It's that frustrating. Yeah, I said it. But the good news is we got the parts coming, and we won't have to deal with this nightmare again. Ever. Because I'm not doing this again. Oh man, if we do any more swaps, it's back to the manual, I'm telling you. But yes, I'm still sober. I'm still okay. I had to get my frustrations out, and amazingly enough, I did not take it out on the guy who was handling it today because I sat on hold for a half an hour. I was very angry by that point. And finally, I talked to a supervisor. I said, look, man, I'm furious, and this is why. And I said, and I'm going to do my best not to take it out on you. And that's exactly what I did. I did my best to not take it out on him. He was totally cool. He's like, I wouldn't blame you if you did. He's like, but you haven't. He's like, you've been nothing but friendly. So AA does work. It does work with an alcoholic of my temperament. And I'll be honest with you, I have always had a hard time struggling with things like this. So for those of you over in the Eclipse, you seen my face palm thing? Yeah, that was for real. That was for real. I mean, that's exactly how I felt after that. That was exactly how it felt. I was very frustrated, very upset. But I got through it, I didn't lose it, that's saying something. For me, that's saying something. So we got through that. The parts are on the way, and I could get back to doing what I do best, enjoying the classics. Just one of them things, you gotta take the roll with, you gotta roll with the punches with these old cars. But I was even telling the gentleman through Summit, told him about the channel and everything. He thought it was really cool. And then as we were talking about it and everything, I told him I was a sober member of Alcoholics Anonymous, almost 15 years sober. This February 7th will be 15 years since my last drink. That's a long time for this guy. When I first got into Alcoholics Anonymous, I didn't think I was going to last, a week. I even said in a meeting, I don't think I'll last a week. They said, you don't have to. Can you just do today? Yeah, I could do today. Okay, we'll worry about tomorrow when it gets here. Funny thing about tomorrow is what's always coming but never arrives, and that's tomorrow. So tomorrow has never seemed to arrive. I've never had to worry about it, really. That's one of the beauties of Alcoholics Anonymous. It teaches you little things like that, how to, almost, trick yourself into, staying sober. If you stick around long enough, little things like that'll help you, you know. Um, that whole thing where you'll hear being an AA meeting that said, there's times that, hey, honey, how you doing? For those who don't know, that's my wife right there, Faye Ruth. That's my beautiful, gorgeous wife. Um, you know, so, we're getting through this mess. I'll be glad when Spirit's home because it's Project Lena's turn. She's got to go in and out of the shop. And I'll tell you right now, that's frustrating, because that car doesn't run right. It's not right. That car needs a lot of TLC. And that's the funny thing about these old cars. When every vehicle, as soon as they get a few miles on them, they start breaking. Nothing is permanent, and you have to take that into consideration that, your old car eventually is going to be an old car. Your new car is going to be an old car eventually, and you're going to have to treat it as such. You're going to have to, figure out how to keep it running or trade it in for something else. That's just the nature of automotive, you know. You know. Hi, Queen. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing the one habit you don't like, smoking. It's one nasty habit I got left. It is what it is, But that's the thing, we're basically, I've had to kind of deal with this sort of thing and, um, deal with, the hard part about dealing with sobriety is not so much sobriety itself, it's everything else around you. Yeah, it is. It's freaking cold. But, I felt like sitting outside and enjoying it a little bit. I'll be honest with y'all. I mean, yeah, I get cold real easy, but for right now, I'm not cold. I guess the wind's blowing in from, the backside of the apartment right now, which is fine by me. The office is cold right now. It's amazingly cold by the window. I'm like, dang, you know? I guess the weather, it's just one of those things. So, that's what we had to deal with today. Great, thankfully I'm okay. I didn't take it out on the guy. I have no amends to make. Oh, is your room cold, sis? Right. Glad the office is the office and not the bedroom because we'd freeze to death in there. Yeah. Well, you probably wouldn't. I would, honey. I would freeze to death in there. I get cold real easy. Cold goes right through me. Well, I'm sorry, sis. I'd say talk to Dad about it, but I don't know. I don't know if he still messes with all that stuff. Might be about time to remodel. Yeah, I would freeze to death. Cold goes right through me, and it hurts when I get cold. It's hard. I know you prefer the cold, honey. Yeah, but it's hard getting older. I don't hold up like I once did. I get cold super easy anymore. Last few years, I've noticed that a little bit more. It's like as I'm getting older, things slow down a little bit. Oh, that's not good, sis. Yeah, you definitely got to talk to Dad about that. You freeze to death that way. Love you too, baby. But, here we are. We're talking about sobriety, and dealing with life. That's just the hard part about dealing with, having to deal with sobriety is dealing with life. I don't necessarily just have a problem with sobriety. I have a problem with life. And that's one of the things that a lot of alcoholics tend to forget. is that we struggle with life, that we also struggle with life. It's not just the disease, it's life, you know, and you have to live with that disease while you're dealing with life. That's dad for you. Ugh. Right, right. So just do what I would do, get a space heater. That's what I'd do. Why'd you get a space heater? Because I'm tired of being freaking cold and I want it quiet in here. You know, I want to do my own thing. Yeah, I get it. That's one of the reasons why I like the old basement. In the previous house, I like that basement because it always stayed nice and warm. And I think I may have had a space heater in there if when it got super cold. But other than that, most of the time I didn't notice because I was in the basement. Basement stay warm in the winter months, and it stays cool in the summer. You know, right? That's what I'm saying, sis. You know, I know how it gets around there. Shoot, you see the other side of the family, the side, my mom's side. Oh my gosh, it's loud. It gets quiet when everybody's eating, but other than that, it is loud, really loud. Oh man, it ain't with you know, with with dad and your mom. It gets loud because she likes the television loud. You're always ready to beat the brakes off of him. You're always ready to beat the brakes off of our brother. He's a mess. He's a mess at times. I don't know what to think. But, whatever. You know, I was always considered the black sheep, but yet, anyhow. And then you watch all the other brothers act the fool. Yeah, he can be. And like one day he was target shooting. He's like, "Yeah, you can't hit the broadside of a barn." Really? We walked back at rifle distance, and I'm pinging the target with a pistol. I'm like, "What was that?" He's like, "All right, all right. Hey, what's going on, Raven? Good to see you, buddy." Yeah, our brother's a yeah, yeah. Don't yeah. He's always been that way. He's always been like that. Could always just, you know, pick on him back. That's what I'd do. Just pick on him back. I mean, it is what it is. I need to come see you. I need to come see you, sis. Aggravate the hell out of you. Probably why he's single. Yeah, it probably doesn't help his cause any. He's just, that's our brother. And that's another thing that's sometimes hard to deal with in sobriety, your family. Because a lot of times your family doesn't understand you either. You struggle with that. Your family doesn't fully understand. Now I know my mom, she's very proud of my sobriety. She'll tell everybody, yeah, my son's been sober for years. He's a sober member of AA. And my dad, he kind of struggles with it. He doesn't fully understand it, even though he's been to in a couple of AA meetings to see what it is that we do. And he gets that. He just doesn't get, yeah, he gets that, but he doesn't get why I need it. He doesn't understand his son is actually an alcoholic. He just in his head thinks that I just drank a lot. You know, he doesn't, it's hard for people to understand when they don't have to walk in your shoes, if you will. That has always been a number one problem with us alcoholics. Getting people to fully comprehend what it is that you deal with on a daily basis. And let me explain. Again, when you're talking about dealing with life, things that just normally upset a person, an alcoholic will rush off and get drunk. That's what we're programmed to do. You know, thank you, Raven. Appreciate that. That is how we're programmed. So, because it's like, if you will, the mentality of an alcoholic, I'll show you, I'll hurt me. That doesn't make any sense. But that's what we do. And that is a struggle for a lot of us alcoholics, even in sobriety. Will I've seen a lot of alcoholics relapse simply because of that mentality. Now, I'm not saying that, that happens to all of us, but it does happen. Something go wrong at work. Next thing you know, you're in the bottom of a bottle just trying to make the aggravation go away. And it doesn't go away because when you go into work, not only you got to deal with the same aggravation, but now you're hungover too. And you just threw away your time in sobriety, you know. And it's almost like, you can't do that to yourself. You really can't, and that happens to alcoholics all the time. Thankfully, it's not happened to me. I've managed to stay sober through a lot of crazy stuff, but that's just one of those things, For some people, they just don't fully get that. And again, we're back to, that whole thing where unless you walk in a person's shoes, you don't know how they feel. It's just kind of like that. And I know there's some jokes out there, but really, if you don't understand how a person lives, how can you, that's why in AA, we don't give advice. That's true, actually. And now you're talking psychology, and AA kind of shies away from psychology. We don't necessarily, a better way of saying it, we will work with the psychologists and the psychiatrists and all the other professionals, but we stay out of that area because of the fact that we're not qualified. We are not qualified for it. That's just kind of how we've always treated it in Alcoholics Anonymous. We leave the professional work to the professionals. Yes, there are some of us that are in the professional community, but we generally, when we go into an AA meeting, we leave the professionalism outside the door. And that's how it is. Because at that point, we're no longer qualified to be that professional. We need to focus on our problem with alcohol and living life. That's just what we need to focus on. And that's how we've always treated it in AA. Of course, there's been times we started to get away from the chosen idea. And the next thing you know, it turns into a nightmare. That's a funny thing. Anger is a funny thing. A funny thing that in Alcoholics Anonymous, anger is always accompanied by another feeling, okay? Anger isn't necessarily a bad thing unless we act on it. What is happening? Why are we angry? And it's usually accompanied by another feeling. This is something that I was taught in AA. It's almost always accompanied by another feeling. If you will, think about it more like this. Imagine for a second, you're an aircraft pilot, okay? You're a pilot flying over the ocean, and you're looking for somebody who's in distress. Their plane went down, their ship sunk, whatever, I don't care. But imagine you're this pilot, and the survivor on that boat fires a flare so you can find him. All right? If you will, right, it happens. That survivor fires a flare into the air. That flare is your anger. What's happening on that boat, why you need to go down there and rescue that person, that's the actual feeling that's accompanied with your anger. So are you going to focus on the flare or are you going to focus on the survivor? So the same thing goes with your dang feelings. You're going to focus on the anger, you're going to find out why you're angry. Don't pay attention to the flare, pay attention to what's on the boat. So, and this is AA, this is how AA talk, if you will. This is just kind of putting words to what we say in AA. It's almost always accompanied by another feeling. And a lot of times, more often than not, fear is what's accompanied with anger. What are you afraid of? Okay, someone does something, dumps a bunch of work on me at work. I get ticked off. Well, why am I ticked off about this? Yeah, it's the Yeah, the usual. But what it boils down to is I'm angry because of the fact that I feel I'm being taken advantage of. I'm afraid of being taken advantage of. That's why I'm angry. I have a fear of being taken advantage of. That's it. There it is. A lot of time, it's what if you will, that's just basically breaking it down. It's that simple. It doesn't get any easier than that. And that's actually some of that to a degree. I mean, not in those words, what I just described, but that's in our book, that AA big book that I occasionally read here in Sober Talk. That's why it's there. It's that four-letter word that gets into our head and makes us do ridiculous things. And with the alcoholic, it's usually, like ridiculous how we get, you know. Why did we drink? Hell, we don't even know a lot of times. But when you get us into our, I drank because I was afraid of this or because of this. And fear, some way, shape, or form, is accompanied by it. I got angry and I did this. Fear. You know, fear. What it boils down to. As Sober Man would say, fear is a funny thing. And he would say, Prince Magnum, my boy, that funny word, fear, only 4 letters, but it's a scary word. And it breaks down like this: false events appearing real. And you have 2 choices. And here's your other 2 acronyms to go with it. Here's your choices. F everything and run, or face everything and recover. That is what fear is. And I broke it down into and kind of took a line from a movie and then modified it. Fear without faith is the forerunner to failure. Oh, you looking at your ASVAD results? Those are interesting. I remember taking mine years ago. What's going on, Black Lotus? Welcome to the live stream, my friend. I know who you are now. It's good to see you. So that's the thing, okay? False events appearing real. It's what it boils down to, That's a funny thing about fear. And I remember, Sober Man explaining that to me. You guess mostly? Come on, sis, you're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. You're, come on. I've talked to you. You're smart. Don't give me that. Unless they were asking stupid stuff now. Anymore, that's our education system. That's right. You do need support from family and friends. That's a funny thing. You mentioned that. You really didn't care. Funny, sis. That's a funny thing you would say that, Raven. Those of us who are, real religious types, you always hear, God don't give you more than you can handle. How many times you heard that? God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Sober Man actually said one day, he said, that is a bullshit statement. God does give you more than you can handle, but he always puts the right people in the right place at the right time to get you through the mess. I never thought of it that way. God does give you more than you can handle, but we're sociable creatures, so we need each other. That is the way the human race works. And I know there's going to be some of you that are going to sit there and say, oh, I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. Really? It doesn't work that way. Unless you're a hermit. And it still doesn't even work that way, because at some point in time, you're going to have to go into town. You're going to have to go get the stuff that you need, food, for example. Unless you start growing your own, then you might be able to get away with that for a while. But then there's other things that you need, Really, general science. I would always figure you more as not really so much a science, but I always figured you more for like Art more than anything, sis. I think you probably picked up dad's artistic side, to be honest with you. For those that don't know, Hannah is my little sister, my only little sister. So it's her being my only sister. That she, I guess that means that she's my favorite sister since she's my only sister. But yeah, that's my little sister. I guess that means something. I've heard your mom, Raven. You got a really nice mom. She's a real sweet woman. I've heard her, and she's very funny. Just great sense of humor. You know, there you go. See, sis, I figured there'd be something you were really good at. Most of us, though, in our family don't really get mathematics that well. I was decent. I was decent, but most of us don't get mathematics. But yeah, Raven, I've heard your mom. She's a very sweet woman. Oh yeah, I mean, when I heard her in your live stream and everything, I did nothing but laugh. Your mom is a very nice woman. Right, right. Yeah, Raven, you got a really nice mom. You tell her Prince Magnum said she sounds like a very sweet woman. Um, just very wonderful, loving personality, great sense of humor, all the qualities that every guy should want in a woman, no question about it. And you can tell her I said so. You know. Yep, yep. See, sis. Uh huh. Well, it sounds to me like you got that creative. You probably got creative writing skills too. Hmm. Maybe you ought to consider being a reporter or something. A writer for a newspaper or something. Do we still get the newspaper? Shoot, I haven't seen one in a while. Oh yeah, Raven. Your mom, real nice gal, real nice gal. She's probably not that much older than me. We're probably pretty close to the same. I think Raven, you're. I know you're younger than me, so that probably puts I know you're quite a bit younger than me, so it probably puts your mom about 10, 15 years older than me. So, and here I'm saying that stuff. I ought to be ashamed of myself. Yep. See, there you go. Yeah, I figured it'd be something like that. You just science isn't always a strong suit with some people. Science, I love. I love science. Biology was my subject. Right. And some sports. See, for me, you guys seen, sober man always hated, hearing about me behind the wheel of some classic car. Art was your favorite, yeah. Mathematics, science, and music. Those were my favorite subjects. Even now, still is. Interesting that they added the electronic side of it. But see, motorsports was my thing, and still is. Soberman hated it. He still does. Still does. I told him, I said, I still do a little bit of, hot footing it. But honestly, Soberman, I really don't do it all that much. I've slowed down. He said it took you a while. Really? You should do more. You should do more, Raven. 17. You're 30. Okay. See, I'm 11 years older than you. Hard to believe I'm 41 now. 31 this year. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell y'all honestly, I remember when I turned 30, I had to call my mom and I called her crying. I called my mom crying, saying, I'm 30 years old, mom. And she's like, it's going to be okay, son. I called my mom crying. Um, when I turned 40, I said, Mom, you know, 40 isn't that bad. She said, Well, how does it feel to be 40? I said, It's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. I'll tell y'all, I enjoyed my 30s for the most part. I really did enjoy my 30s, but I'm having more fun in my 40s than I did in my 30s, and even more than I did in my 20s. And if you remember my 20s, you weren't there. I spent a lot of my 20s drunk. And there's a lot of my 20s I wouldn't mind forgetting. Oh, you turned 30? Yeah, I called my mom crying. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, sis. That doesn't surprise me at all. You you got it honestly from our family. Here's the irony. You come from a long line of people that have done mechanic work in some way, shape, or form. You come from a long line. Obviously, Dad was one who taught me a lot of my knowledge when it came to cars. And Grandpa at one time worked for Pontiac. Irony there. And our great grandpa was actually worked on steam engines. So, surprise, surprise, you come from a long line. That's not terribly bad, you know. I think I scored quite a bit higher than that. I scored ridiculously high. They were like, "Good God, man, whatever you feel like doing." But the irony of it is when I looked at it, it started. You know how I list the jobs that you could do: police officer, firefighter, or the medical field is what it said. Yeah, not bad for just guessing mostly. Not bad at all. But it said that I would, and lo and behold, I ended up in the medical field for a long time 13 years in the medical field. There are times I miss it. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I became an alcoholic while in the medical field, and I got sober while in the medical field. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I had a great time. I had a really great time. It was a lot of fun. You know, we had so much fun, you know, in the medical field. Of course, you know, I like I said, I was falling down drunk, and I will be open and honest. All right, Lotus, you go rest up. Enjoy that meal. After my live stream, I got to go take care of me. I got to go eat something. Got to go grab me a bite to eat. Um, so good news, Project Spirit. We finally got the right parts, and they'll be here Saturday. So we'll get back to doing what we do, and we might see about live streaming that drive. You know, live stream. You know, her first drive back as an automatic. That's a matter of opinion. You know, I'm smoking a cigar. You know, lots of AA members smoke cigars. You know, it's hard to put down that habit, but at least I'm still, you know, at least I'm not drinking alcohol and doing hard drugs like some people do. You know, it's a matter of opinion. Um, Funny thing is, every time try to quit smoking, I always want to drink. That's a funny thing. But cigarettes is not as bad as what alcohol was doing to me. That's a funny thing. Every time I drank, I always broke out the spots. Farmington, Park Hills. That time I showed up in Peevely. That was no fun. All right, Raven. Well, I'll only be live for about a half an hour more. You know, we're getting close to our watch time, so heads up. But you go enjoy BUW. I forget what you guys, you know, the BUW. I forget what that. You guys have to remind me and get me clued in on it. But um, I know it's something to do with wrestling, and I know a lot of y'all are wrestling fans. Some of y'all that I hang out with, and I've introduced you guys some of the old wrestling matches. I love classic wrestling. especially out of the 80s and real early 90s when the guard was changing and, even the old WWF was changing how things were going and things like that. I really enjoyed being a kid. And even though we knew it wasn't real, it was still real enough for us. A lot of those old wrestlers became our superheroes, you know. It was good times, you know, watching, getting up on a Saturday and turning on wrestling, or towards the evening time watching wrestling. And, you know, I remember watching, main event on the weekends. Uh, hey, Antonio, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Really? Investigative, art, realistic art? Wow. So, in other words, hey, think different. Good to see you. That's funny. Because that basically says that you would be good as one of those artists for like drawing up a mugshot or something. No Mr. Potato Head for that. That's actually a comedian said that years ago. He's like, for the artist in this police station was so bad that he had to use a Mr. Potato Head. It was kind of like that. Everyone laughed about it. I forget where I seen that, but I used to watch a lot of stand-up comedy when I was in my teen years and into my 20s. I used to watch a lot of stand-up comedy. How I miss George Carlin because he was an amazing, he was amazing. He really knew how to break it down and kind of say what needed to be said and still make it funny. Got a full moon tonight. That means it's going to get crazy. Funny thing about full moons, I tell that one in some old medical terminology sometime. Look into our past, talk about that. Lunatics, how that term came about. Always used to like to drink on a full moon. I loved to drink on a full moon back in the day. That was a funny thing. I always drank on a full moon. You know? You social. Oh, struggle with social behaviors. That's a commonplace thing for our family too. We struggle there as well. Just one of them things. That's our family. You know, we come from a pretty kind of quiet type family. We like to stay off to ourselves and do our own thing. And here I am on YouTube, and that I'm the oddball in our family. That's just a funny thing. I'm the oddball. Uh, I'm the first, one of the first ones to go into AA because he had a problem with alcohol, and the family doesn't fully understand it. You know, well, by and large, there's a lot of the family that does get it, but then there's some that doesn't. Like I don't get it, I don't get it. Well, I'm a falling down drunk. Every time I drink it, I always act the fool. Come on, really? Huh? Second lowest. Go figure. We like to think outside the box. That's the problem, sis. Well, I see a total of 9 likes, maybe more than that, but I see a total of 9 likes. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. You know. Oh, you are? Well, have one for me, D-Lo. Have one for me. I can't drink. Every time I drink, I break out in spots. That time I showed up in, Farmington, Park Hills, Fredericktown. One time I showed up at the Peevely Flea Market. It's not good when I drink. But if you can have it and enjoy it, have one for me. Have two while you're at it and continue to help me celebrate life. There you go. Happy birthday, by the way, D-Lo. Happy birthday. How old are you now? How old are you? I think you might have said in the Eclipse chat, but I forget. My memory isn't what it once was, you know. I have a photographic memory. Just turned 30? Ah, that's a good age. It's a good age. You know, I remember turning 30. That's been a little while ago for this guy. I'm 41 now. And I'll tell you, the day I turned 30, I called my mom crying. I was just talking about this earlier. And I called my AA sponsor crying. I'm 30 years old. Yeah, I was in rough shape. I said goodbye to my 20s. But I ended up having a lot of fun throughout my 30s. And I'll be honest with you, turning 40, I've been having more fun in my 40s than I have in my 30s, and even definitely more so in my 20s. I've had more fun, You understand? Hey, what's going on, Simon? Stevie, welcome to the live stream, Good to see you guys. How y'all doing tonight? I'll be honest with you. When I started this live stream, I was in rough humor, but y'all have been cheering me up, making me feel okay. You know, we had some problems with the shift cable that came for Project Spirit again. This second time I've had to call Summit Racing, and I told them what was wrong. Oh, that's awesome, Simon. I told them what was wrong, and they're like, "Oh man, not again." Well, we're gonna fix this, and they even told me keep all the stuff. Oh, that's what's up, D'Lo. They're like, just keep the stuff we already sent you. Don't no charge, and sent me the right parts. I'm like, you guys are freaking awesome. That's what's up. I mean, I was really upset having. It took about an hour to straighten out that mess, and half of that was sitting on hold. Oh, thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate that, Stevie. I appreciate that, man. Those of you guys in the gaming community, we all got to hook up together on some Fortnite. I got a lot of friends over in England that play a lot of Fortnite, and they're really awesome guys. We all got to hook up. And those of you doing it, we got to not only hook up, but you guys got to take the try not to laugh at cinnamon challenge. You guys got to do it. I insist. And if you got a smaller channel, it'd be a great way. Go live while you're doing it. Okay, go live. I won't be live, but you guys, I expect you guys to go live and, shout it out, shout it out. Try not to laugh at cinnamon challenge, and we'll have fun. Build it, I've been on your channel, Stevie. I've been on your channel. You got a good channel. You got a good thing going. You got a good thing. I want to see what else you can do. I want to see, there's a lot of you in the gaming community that are really amazing. Mostly on my channel, we do a lot of DIY. I mean, yeah, we do some gaming, but mostly it's DIY, but I support the gaming community. Not everybody wants to get out there and, tear apart a car. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to go into the kitchen and do some of the stuff that I do. Not everybody wants to do that, but you all have a good personality, and that should be shared just as much as anything else. Oh, you make music too? That's what's up. That's what's up. I love music. I'll tell you, sober man. Oh, you do? Make sure make sure that I can get all the information, man. I got to get over there then. That's what's up, Dila. I'll tell y'all, good personalities should be streamed. Nowadays, good personalities getting harder and harder to find. Good sense of humor, warm, friendly. Yeah, exactly, Dilo. I didn't know what being a good person truly was till I got sober. It was always there, kind of in the background. I always wanted to try to be a good person. I always tried to be a good person, but through my disease, I couldn't be. I just could not be. My disease kept me from being a good person. And it took me a long time in sobriety to get to be that good person that I always knew I could be. That's yeah. I've been on your channel, Stevie. You're a good person. You know, great personality, warm, friendly, loving personality. I love it. I love it. I love helping the smaller channels. Love helping the smaller channels. And I'm going to say it right now. Just because, I'm in the 1K club doesn't mean that I've forgotten what it's like, trying to start a channel and trying to get recognized. I remember that all too well. And you guys should have seen it. Before I learned how to network and everything, I would go out into the public and would just tell people, you know, be chatting about, Project Spirit. Hey, that car's on YouTube. Really? Where can I find it? What you're doing, yeah, and they check out the channel, and the next thing you know, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were on YouTube. There's about a quarter of my channel right now that's just people in the community because that's how I did it back then. I know that all too well, D'Lo. I know that all too well. I knew people like that. When I was in the bottom of the bottle, sick people taking advantage of another sick person. That's really what it boils down to. I went through that. I totally went through that. I know what that's like. It ain't no fun. You know, bad. Sick people with bad, a bad personality. Taking advantage of a person who's trying to be a decent person, but they're sick too. You know, I went through that. I went through that, and it sucks. But that's the nature of, the world we live in. Do unto others as you would do unto them, but you do it first. That's how it is. Oh, exactly, Stevie. I love helping people. There's tons of video on the channel where I've been, right, Stevie? Right? I see you over there in the Eclipse chat. I see you. I may not always be able to say much because, I'm always working on something or I'm actually at work, but I'm always, I see you. And you're always trying to build people up and trying to help them get through whatever they're going through. Like earlier today, Gina was going through some stuff, and I mean, I'm not going to out, good old Gina. If she wants to tell, what her story, that's her business. I'm not going to do that, but she's a good gal, and I seen you building her back up. You're a good man, you know. D'Lo, I see you in other people's streams, right, right. I try to be positive to everybody. Some days it's a struggle. I'm not going to lie. Some days it's a struggle trying to find that little something to pass on to other people. It's not easy trying to stay that positive person. Hey, what's going on? Insane Maniac. Good to see you, buddy. The water boy, as we tease him, over there in the Eclipse chat. Good to see you, buddy. Well, D'Lo, I'm glad you're here too. I'm glad, and I'm glad that I've met you. Here on YouTube. I'm glad that we're friends. You know, One of the things that sobriety has also taught me is how to be grateful for the good people in your life. And there's a lot of y'all in the eclipse. I don't know what I'd do without you. I know some people have said some horrible things about Ron. Now I'll tell you straight up. Ron's gotten me through some stuff, whether he knows it or not. He's a good guy. Um, you know, and I know he goes through his moments like everybody else, but he's a good guy. And there's a lot of y'all over there. Like I've seen D'Lo in other people's streams, and I mean, just wonderful, warm personality. And seen Stevie's stream, and just good personality there. Seen H2O and Sandy Maniac. He's a good guy. You know. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Welcome back, Raven. Hey, welcome back, D'Lo. Yeah, I see you play a lot of The Sims, Stevie. I see you play a lot of The Sims. I gotta get, like I said, I gotta get y'all over there shaking the try not to laugh at cinnamon challenge. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Um, The cinnamon character, I come from a schooling that, oh yeah, everyone's, friends here. You can rage a lot. You know what though? I've met a lot of people that get totally. Yeah, totally, totally. Hang on here. We're gonna throw out some wrenches here. Hang on, Stevie. Hang on here. Boom. H2O. Boom. Where you at, D'Lo? Where you at, buddy? Boom. And since I know you're on that one, boom. There we go. We threw out some wrenches there. There you guys go. Start dropping the links to your channels so we can all get over there and see you. Build each other up. Don't be, if you got a wrench, you know to drop your link, okay? Don't be afraid to drop that link. You don't even need my permission. Hey, Lizzie, welcome to the live. We're just talking about the positive side of life. Thank you, D-Lo. If you got a wrench, I know you're a member of the Maverick Mechanics. You guys will watch my back. And believe me, I appreciate those that watch my back. And if you know somebody in gray who needs a shout out, don't be afraid to drop their link too. That's what you guys can do. I trust y'all. You're not going to send us to no crazy place. There you go. Oh, we're always interested. Always interested. There you guys go. That's what's up. You know? Oh, that's awesome. Sometime I'll have to those of you yeah, you know, I'm coming up on 15 years sober and I've been having a great time in sobriety. I'm 41 years old right now, and I'm having more fun right now than I have at any other time in my life. I'm having a great time, and that's what it's all about. Finding the things in life that are worth living, you know. You don't have to be an alcoholic and get into sobriety to figure that out. I'm having a great time. It's all about enjoying life. Yeah, I'm getting to be an old man on all of y'all. But I think I still look pretty doggone good for 41. I think I look good for 41. You know, that's what's up. I think I look good for 41. When I was 26, I looked 32. Hey, Chairman, you ain't late. Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm losing it, D-Lo, because when I was 30, everyone guessed me at 18. So I'm starting to lose it a little bit. There you go. Oh, you ain't late, Chairman. You're in time. You're in time to hear. We'll go a little bit longer. Ain't nothing, brother. 35, that's no good. I could cry. I'm over it. You know, I think I still look pretty doggone good. I still think I look pretty doggone good, for being, 41. You know, I'm like a fine wine and just keep getting better with age. That's right. Go as long as you can. Shoot, I'm mixing it up with the young bucks in the hot rod community still. I still mix it up with the young bucks. I still got it. This old man still got it. Sobriety taught me that, though. Sobriety taught me that. Grab life and enjoy it to the fullest. You only got today. You only got this 24 hours, so live it like it's your last. And I do. I have so much fun in sobriety. I thought when I got sober, life was over. No more fun. I was wrong. Dead wrong. Dead wrong. Do I look like I'm 18 with done up in cinnamon? Oh my gosh. I'll take that as a big compliment. Big compliment. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Lizzie. I'll tell you straight up honest, I think I look pretty doggone good. That's right. That's right. You know, that's right, Insane Maniac. I'll tell you right now, I have a lot of fun, hanging out with y'all. You know, whether it's in gaming or, getting out there mixing it up in the hot rod community, I have a lot of fun. I have a great time. Shoot, been over there on Raven's channel, Ian's channel. And I mean, you guys always, one of the nice things whenever I come over to you guys in the gaming community and I hang out on you guys' channel, you guys really do roll out the red carpet for this old drunk. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the blessings of sobriety. Y'all are so kind to this guy, you know? And when I describe what I was like before I got sober, I'll tell you right now, y'all wouldn't have liked me back then. Nobody did. Hell, I didn't even like me. But today, y'all roll out the red carpet for me. I feel special. I do. I really feel amazing, coming into you guys, hanging out in you guys' channel. Y'all, all of you always make me feel very, very welcome. And it's so amazing. I love it. It's like you guys are amazing. I can't thank y'all enough for making this old drunk feel pretty doggone welcome. You guys are awesome. Every last one of you. Right. You guys are always so nice. And, here I am, a guy, working on old cars and refurbing old stuff and things like that. You guys roll out the red carpet for me. Man, talk about awesome. I'm very lucky, very blessed is really the term I should use. You know, you guys let me into your live stream and be a goofball and everything else, and we have a good time. I'm always grateful for that. Sobriety has taught me not to be, to be grateful for the little things too. And I mean, you guys are always so nice. I can't thank y'all enough. Oh, thank you so much. Sandy Maniac, I tell you, oh, you guys are awesome, every one of you. Raven, I still got a video to load with you and I playing around, and I'm not talking about the try not to laugh at cinnamon challenge. I got a round that it was just you and I doing duos. You've got a version on your channel, but I basically took that recording, because I recorded it, too. The one where the guy fell from that huge tower that he built, playing Fortnite, and when he hit, I mean, just done. He was out because of that, because of fall damage. That's right. Well, what ends up happening, is oh, that's one of your favorite sayings. One of my favorite sayings is life isn't about how many breaths you take, it's about how many you take away. And it's I forget where it's from, but a friend of mine used to say it, and it just made sense. It's like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's about taking life, and, so many people are like, wow, taking that breath away. That's what it's really all about, you know, and, you know, Insane Maniac, you mentioned seeing some of my videos. There is a video that I think is probably one of the favorites where I took a gentleman who was 14 years old, turning 14 that day for his 14th birthday, and I basically took him around town sideways in Project Spirit. I know his mom. I used to work with his mom in the medical field. That's awesome, Ray. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to get rid of them old videos. I've got some like that myself. that those videos go away. But there's one where I basically took a 14-year-old autistic gentleman and took him around town for his 14th birthday. There you go, new content. There you go. Took him around town in Project Spirit Sideways. We had a great time. I loved it. He even asked me something I didn't know. I had to admit, I don't know anything about it. He's just real cool kid. And I'd love to do that again. There you go. What's that? Oh, hey, we got the other Simon here. Oh, Jamie's raiding me. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I think YouTube did an update not too long ago. Oh, Miss Kelly. Oh, I'm being raided. It's only like the third time in my life I've been raided. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Jamie, thank you for the raid. Big streamer hug to you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Really? Man, we're going to have to fix that. Oh, thank you so much, Jamie. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You know, I was having a rough day, you know, having to get get the part stuff straightened out. We got it fixed and everything. The parts should be here no later than Saturday. And, you know, I was still feeling a little down coming in, you know, starting the stream. I'm not going to lie. You know, but then y'all come, you know, everyone's been in here cheering me up, talking a little bit about sobriety and life in general. And here you are. You guys show up and man, talk about icing on the cake, you know, on the sober cake. Thank you guys so much. I needed that. I really did. Thank you. Well, let's see what's up with that. Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate that, buddy. Oh, Jamie's an amazing streamer. Wonderful personality, warm personality. I love her. You know, Jamie's a sweet gal. I met her through Miss Kelly. I don't even remember how I ended up on Miss Kelly's stream. I think I was just looking around, you know. Oh, really? Really? I'll have to take a look at that one. But yeah, you know, I needed that. I needed that extra cheer to go with it tonight. You guys are amazing. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, James. You know, when I first got into your stream, I think it was I forget what you were streaming that night. I think we were just it was a chit chat stream, and I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome because I was already you know over there. Hey, another one for a Jamie raid. That's awesome. What was that, Lizzie? Oh my goodness. Oh, you're Mona? Oh, okay, okay. You want to go by Mona? All right. There you go. I like that. I like that. Oh man. So many wonderful people here supporting me as I continue my journey in sobriety. For those that don't know, your good old boy. There you go. Love you too, Simon. Oh, it's one of your favorite quotes. Oh, thank you so much. I know I'm gonna massacre your name. Hitake? Take yeah. When are we playing Fortnite next? I don't know. When are you playing next? I can jump on after the stream after I get a bite to eat. I can jump on. Oh, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Every one of you. You know? Again, I'm you know, an alcoholic in sobriety. And here y'all supporting this old drunk, you know, found a solution to my problem with alcohol, and here we are now. You know, February 7th of this next year will be 15 years since my last drink. How amazing is that? You know, it's been nearly 15 years since my last drink. Dang. It's been so long. I'm glad. I hated what I was like in the bottom of a bottle, and today I get to enjoy life. And I've made so many wonderful friends right here on YouTube and everywhere else for that matter. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to run into people I'm not going to get along with. That's just life. You know, you're not going to always get along with everybody, but you know, at least I can try to be decent. You know. Well, you know, the cure to my problem with drinking is in Alcoholics Anonymous. 15 years of living life. Oh, thank you so much. I'll be honest with you. When I first got to this area, hey, think different. You're still here, brother. I'll tell you, when I first got to this area, I had kind of like a cross between a Latino accent and a St. Louis accent. So it was a cross between the two. And when I got down here, if you didn't sound like one of the good old boys, well, there was a problem. Nobody trusted you, you know. So I had to lose my accent that I initially had and kind of trade it in for kind of a bumpkin accent. Just kind of how it is, you know, because where I live, you know, a lot of good old boys are still down here, you know. So, oh, the light boys, yeah. Well, you know, that's just how it is, you know. I mean, my accent is kind of what you would hear around where I live, you know, and that's just kind of how it is, you know. You ought to be here whenever I do a Cinnamon live stream. That all accents out the window at that point, and Cinnamon comes out, and let me just tell you. Everyone likes the Cinnamon live streams. I've not met anyone. Oh, thank you so much, Atake. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just one of the good old boys down here now. Matter of fact, I always tease and say when it comes to hot rodding. Oh yeah. Because of being a hot rod, you know, an old school hot rodder. Oh, thank you so much, Mona. Appreciate that. Being an old school hot rodder, I'm more Dukes of Hazard than Fast and Furious. I'm still like that, you know. Oh yeah, I was Raven. Yeah, I was. That one will be ready for upload by the weekend. Hey, Stevie, I'm glad you're still here. But I am going to have to get ready to shut it down because guess what? Uh, Prince Magnum's got to take care of his blood sugar. Otherwise, I'll be collapsing all over the place. Y'all don't want to see that. They ain't no good. You know, I drank myself into diabetes. I probably would have been a diabetic by the time I was 45, but I drank myself into diabetes. Alcoholism takes more away than just your life, than just your personal stuff that happen you obtain in life. It takes away your physical life too. You know, I got to take care of my blood sugar. You know, because I drank because it was hard on my pancreas too. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, I was struggling to not laugh too at myself because of some of the stuff I was saying. And for those that don't know, the character Cinnamon is my drag queen character. I did not intend to make a drag queen character, but guess what? I did. And I had a lot of help from all of you within the Maverick Nation. Y'all had a hand in that mishap. Oh my gosh. Why? Why? Why did we have to create a character like that? A huggable, lovable drag queen character. So I look good in makeup, evidently. That's just wrong. Why? Why? It's just so wrong, isn't it? I know I should be upset by that. That's awesome, Stevie. That's awesome. And, again, I'm grateful that we're here and hanging out and having a good time. There you go. There you go, Insane Maniac. Everyone's been teasing him, calling him Waterboy because H2O Insane Maniac. Yeah, he's been teasing him, calling him Waterboy, but he's pretty cool. I like him. Good guy. Real good guy. You know. So if y'all missed last Monday's big premiere video here on the channel. Yeah, you water boy. Yeah, you the water boy. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Poor Raven. Well, let me just tell you. Basically, Mona, I will tell you that I act out a drag queen character. There you go. It's there you go, water boy. You know, that's the funny thing. Oh my gosh. That's the funny thing about the cinnamon character. I never thought all the hot rodding and the romance stuff I do, and what is it that is probably the most lovable thing we do here on the channel? Me putting having makeup put on me and acting out like a drag queen. We live in a different world than what I remember years ago. We live in a very different world. And sober man, when I told him that, he's like, "Well, it's a strange world, Prince Magnum. It's a strange world, and we live in it." I'm like, "Tell me about it, man." I'm like, "Sober man, how did this happen, man?" He's like, "Well, you still got a young look to you." And he said, "You should be used to wearing makeup. You wore that goth makeup all those years." Yeah, but I got out of it. Right? Hey, filming, welcome to the live, my friend. No, honestly, D'Lo, I really wasn't. It's just one of those things, I'm actually a gearhead, an old school hot rodder. That's why that's why there's the do-it-yourself budget hot rodding and surviving romance. Do-it-yourself romance. The guide for husbands. Oh no, Raven! Oh no, you're next. Well, just go. Yeah, and when before I got hooked up with y'all in Eclipse, we were kind of doing the drag makeup thing, but that was just kind of a joke initially. But then a lot of people started watching it. Oh, thank you so much, Mona. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Raven, no, no, ain't happening, honey. Uh, you know, that's just the thing. I mean, it was meant as a joke. So somehow it came out. Have you ever drag? I said, well, there was this one time I was drunk. That's how it started. And everyone's like, I would love to see that. And Princess Faye was like, yeah, me too. Oh my gosh. And then it just turned into a thing. We did a stream where I was done up in my goth makeup and I looked good. And then, I went old school goth, my vampire look. And then I knew after that I was going to be done up in drag. And then it's become a thing. And then someone one day asked the question. That doesn't surprise me, Raven. Actually, it does fully surprise me. A lot of us guys can do makeup, ironically. I used to be able to do it, but I can't now. I mean, if Princess Faye and I split, I'd be screwed, for getting someone to do my makeup. I used to be able to do it, but I can't anymore. And I never could do eyeshadow. I could do lipstick, do my own nails. Like I said, I was in the goth scene. I was a diehard goth back in the day. You know, and here I am now playing out a drag queen character. Right. So I was, I had it down, as far as the goth look. But yeah, Princess Faye, we always joke, as she says, yeah, I'm the one who developed, Raven. That's awesome, man. You know, so I do need to go take care of my blood sugar. I'm feeling little low on the blood sugar, so I do need to wind it down tonight. I'm gonna say it right now. If y'all were, oh, there you go, Lizzie. So if any of y'all were feeling low tonight, let me give y'all a friendly reminder. Oh, there you go, Stevie. Let me give y'all a friendly reminder tonight. If you were feeling low, didn't think you were worth anything, right? Thank you, Insane Maniac. Love you, brother. If any of y'all were feeling low tonight, didn't feel like you were worth anything, let me remind you all, you are here with me tonight. And I'm still a selfish alcoholic. There you go. That doesn't surprise me either, Raven. If any of y'all, I'm still a selfish alcoholic. And I need every last member of Alcoholics Anonymous to help me stay sober. But besides that, I also need all of you who are supporting me right now to help me stay sober. So if you were here tonight or even watching the playback, just know that if you were feeling low, you helped me stay sober yet another 24 hours. So you are special. You are worth something because you're helping save lives right now. That brings us to the spot where I will say to all of you, and normally in our regular streams we have a certain way we let out, but on Sober Talk we have a very special way we let out. At day's end, I hope all of you need me as much as I need every last one of you. I still need you all. And if nobody has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.